know, fellas, man, we back with another one, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I feel like the more we do these, the more comfortable I get, you know?
Yes, sir.
I don't know how y'all feeling, man.
Same.
We back with another one, like I said. So this episode for me, I want to say is a little bit more personal and close to home. Matter of fact, man, I feel like all the episodes be personal and hit home. You know what I'm saying? I think when we spitting out some game, like we really talk from the heart, we really talk from real experiences, and everything is always a personal. We're an open book,
right?
So we just giving right back, and maybe y'all could take something from it. With that being said, today's topic is really about the pressure of feeling like you got to dumb yourself down. And when I say dumb yourself down, I'm not even just talking by the books, education, or even it could be. It ranges, it could be like dumbing yourself down when you're dealing with a certain type of chick. Well, okay, I'm dealing with an intellectual chick, so I gotta we can't go to certain spots. But if I'm dealing with a club hopper or Instagram chick, we going over here. That's a version of dumbing yourself down.
Right.
But for me, if I want to keep it personal, I want to say, there's been times where I felt like, depending on where I was at, where I felt like I had to dumb myself down a little bit just to not necessarily fit in, or if I even keep it real, just really fit in. Let's take it back to elementary or middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like I always came up on reading and applying myself to the fullest. Like naturally I'm a go-getter. I like to overachieve. So I always had that gift, and I was always self-driven. But then, when I got to let's just say middle school, and I was in one of the worst middle schools on earth. You know what I'm saying? And that was Horseman, boy. I don't know if you know, but I came from the cookie cutter of Miami Shores Elementary. Then I went over to Horseman. I don't know if y'all heard about that school, but it was different. That was during the times of the Yank and the you know what I'm saying, and the Haitian wars and all that stupidity back then. So it was a different type of energy, different type of vibe, and you really had to be on point and alert. So I went from one aspect, and then I went to the jungle, and then right after that I went into one of the top schools in the nation. Me and Cap actually went to this school, top 10 in the nation at the time, and it was a very competitive school. So let's take it back to middle school, right? I knew all the answers, I knew everything, but I never really wanted to raise my hand because I wanted to keep that cool factor. You know what I'm saying? Because sadly sometimes, based on your environment, being smart and actually being on point is looked down upon, which is crazy. But then I realized, man, when I stayed true to myself and I applied what I knew, it actually got me as a person further in life, regardless of what crowd A might think. You get what I'm saying? So I found myself all right, let's bring it back, man. When y'all boys met me, man, I would like to say that how you met me is kind of who I am today. I try, we evolve as humans, we evolve as people, but I feel like, man, you're not gonna catch me trying to go fit in certain crowds or go above and beyond. I might take things from each and one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me into jewelry. You get what I'm saying? That's like the icing on the cake on any outfit. Or even on a financial end, worst case scenario, we could always melt this down and come up. You know what I'm saying? So I always made sound investments, and on top of that, it looked fresh. You get what I'm saying? So long story short, a lot of people, I feel like, struggle with the stigma of having to feel like they have to dumb themselves down in order to fit in. Even having my son, I always tell him, man, don't ever be afraid to show your vocabulary, show that you know something. If you know the answer, raise your hand. The worst question that you could ever ask is the one that's always in your head that you don't ask. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to you know what I'm saying? Not know everything. So always overachieve. That's always been my advice to him. And don't feel the pressure of fitting in. But in this world right now, we got this thing called social media, as if it's a walking thing. Social media is not a person. We are social media because we control social media. So I feel like that plays a lot of factors in people feeling the pressure of having to dumb themselves down, or females having to over-sexualize themselves just to get some type of gratification or just to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to show more to get more, as opposed to opening your mouth and seeing damn, I could really vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna keep this real open and vague, man. I don't know if y'all want to share any type of like experiences y'all had coming up, whether it was in school, dealing with a chick, or even within our industry that we do.
My bad, y'all. I know we interrupting y'all right now, but y'all gotta check this out. We giving a lot of free game. We got this ebook we just dropped. Go grab that. It's a lot of gems in there. I'm telling you.
For me, like I ain't gonna lie. At times I do dumb myself down. A lot of the times, but in certain ways, like more on the intellectual end. Like on the visual end, I'ma always be who I am. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I feel the most comfortable at. But like on the intellectual end, I just feel like, man, I don't really dumb myself down. I just close down. Reason being because I feel like everybody can't take what's in my mind or what's in my heart. You feel me? It's like some people or just, you know, like they just not in the same space in life where they can take the way you view things, your viewpoint. Like the same way like with Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like he's saying all this stuff and the space he had in life, well, you know what I'm saying, the way he's sharing it to people, he ain't dumbing himself down for nobody. But because he's not dumbing himself down, everybody's viewing him a certain way. Same thing with the same thing with Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never nothing like they not dumbing themselves down, but you see what it gets you when you try to share your thoughts on certain things that you believe in, you feel me? And if you stay on the same wavelength as the world, then that's when they looking at you in a way as if you're dumb or like your point of view is stupid. You feel me? So like I ain't gonna lie, for the most part, like I ain't gonna sit there and fake it and be like, you know what I'm saying, like go against what I believe in, but I just choose just to, you know, keep my thoughts and my stuff, my, you know, like my whole everything to myself, you know what I'm saying? I only talk to a selected amount of people. I don't really talk to everybody for real. But I do see what people do, you know, like, man, the way they carry themselves. It's a gift, dog, to be able to move that way. When I say that, I mean like Reg, you a smart person, KP, you a smart person. Everybody up here be smart. Yeah. But like y'all have a certain way that y'all know how to like y'all have a certain way that y'all know how to articulate when it comes to talking with people who knows like the lingo of whatever you trying. Like if you was to talk about something on the web end or design end, KP, it may sound like Spanish to somebody else.
Thanks.
But the way you articulate and the way you busting down, like, you know what I'm saying, the way things operate and what you need and stuff like that. But I feel like y'all do a good job of knowing how to tap into it and then when to, you know, like be more street with it, you feel me? I feel like that's a good gift. I don't feel like it's dumbing down, but some people really know how to dumb it down where they like, damn, you acting like a real ass right now, you feel me? Like,
I feel you.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm
making a point.
That was good though. Yeah, man. I feel like y'all do a real good job of like being the best of both worlds. You feel me? Like me, I know how to tap into it from working. Like when I used to have to communicate with a lot of people, but for the most part, I like just being like chill, dog. So my chill is like the median. Like I just like being right there in the middle. You feel me? Like I could be here. And I could be here too. I could chill with my black people. I could chill with my white people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you on that. Cause on the other end of that spectrum, cause like you said, me and Reggie, we get it. You know, talking technically and stuff like that, and communicating the technical. On the other end, see me, I don't really know too much about football and shit like that. So y'all could talk, you know, about football. I hear when Garrett talk about like football and like the strategies that's involved and the thinking that goes into football. That's on another level, and I can't really even like comprehend. And when he explains, I can comprehend. But it's like I never really looked at even football in that fashion where it's like it's real technical. And there's a lot of skill involved and a lot of strategy and really knowing the game. And I think he does a great job of articulating in that aspect. So I understand exactly what you mean as far as being able to blend in. Cause you talk about like blending to whatever environment you with, just so you kind of communicate. Cause I don't see myself. I don't really think I ever had to really dumb it down. Cause me, I'm really quiet. I don't
that's
like
what I'm saying. I don't dumb it down. I just I just listen. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's just the term I'm
vibe.
throwing out there. It might not even be called dumb it down because that might be offensive. More so like, you know what I'm saying? If we could come up with the term, what would it be?
I don't know. I like dumb it
Yeah, I
down
think it's
because, in a sense, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like back in the day, back in school, you know, I'll probably be studying the night before or something like that, and I know the answers to the question that the teacher's asking the very next day.
Yeah.
And she's asking who knows the answer, and I'm sitting. I want to say that I know it, but I'm looking around, and it's like, well, everybody, you know, twisting their hair, kind of like, man, you know. So it's like you don't want to be the one that's looking like, man, I'm responsible. Like, I know, you know, I know the answer to this question. So you tend to blend in because that's the, you know, that environment that, you know, we were in. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the times that is the case. You know, the environment that you put yourself in. Like I may be messing this up. I heard this guy. He was talking about like immediate return environment. And so like I think like a lot of the times, you know, the areas and you know the neighborhoods that we're growing up in, it's more of an immediate return environment. And so with that, when you're in an immediate return environment, it's more so like things are happening right now. It's like instant gratification, or something's gonna happen in the real near future, like you really in the jungle. Okay. And then on the other side to that, you have delayed return environments, and that's more like an example for that he gave. He said going to work and getting your paycheck 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Or going to the gym and seeing results like months later. Eating clean, and then months later you see results. And so I think the environment that we're in a lot of the times cause us to dumb down the way we speak or the way how we may act. Like all of us know how to blend in because you know we was a part of it. You know, and we know when to turn it on, turn it off. Like if we're going to go speak to some people and we're trying to close a deal, like we're not.
Yeah.
You know, we're not coming in a certain way because you know it's gonna scare the opportunity away. So then you have to tap into what you know that you have inside of you. You know what I mean? Right. And you know, back then it used to be like I was in speech class, so it wasn't really cool to, you know, speak intelligent. It'd be like, oh, you speak white.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like now it's kind of like now, you know, as I've grown, I've drawn an interest when I hear certain people speak. I just want to hear I want to hear how he's delivering his speech and you know how he's, you know, expressing himself, you know, and now I find interest in that, you know what I mean? And again, now you're around, you know, different people who's trying to get better. So it's like you hearing how everybody's speaking, you kind of like, man, these guys sound sharp. You know what I mean? These guys walk in rooms and introduce themselves.
Eye contact.
We normally you go in something is incognito. Like, man, I don't want nobody to know who I am, man. I ain't on that, man. You feel me? Like, you know. So like you want to be invincible, and then it's like that's cool too. But then it's like when you're trying to grow. You know, grow a business or whatever it is that you're doing, so you can allow other people that believed in you for so long to create opportunities for them as well. It's like you got to grow in order for, you know, for them to get an opportunity as well. So I mean, dumb it down. That's a perfect word for it. That's what it is. You know, you got to dumb it down. You dumb it down just to, you know, blend in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See, you just said that last word, blend in, and I think everybody spoke up here. And said that key word, blend in. Yeah. I know, G, you said this thing too. You've been saying it for years now. It's like, yo, you got to know how to blend in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. I feel like we all, myself especially, I feel like I pride myself on being able to blend in certain environments. You get what I'm saying? Like if I'm with the homies or if I'm with people that I'm familiar with, like we kicking it, we kicking shit, we having a good time, and we might say some ignorant shit, but we already know it won't be offensive to nobody within this room.
Right.
But then there's this thing called a job interview voice that I know how to I know how to flip on. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically really true to me because it's just showing. There's a vocabulary there. There's some intelligence there. I know how to carry myself. I know how to represent my family, myself more importantly, and my brand and my business partners in an intellectual environment.
Right.
But at the same time, I won't come off as a sellout or whatever it might be because you still will see that there's culture there, there's integrity there, and there's somebody behind this voice. You get what I'm saying? That stands for something.
Right.
So the key thing I feel like is just having that key component of blending in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's dumb it down, I guess, for lack of a better word. Where when you used to say that, G, it was more so. All right, me and Rick might be the ones to be a little bit more socially active and show things are quote unquote flashy, right?
Right.
Shit, I like to enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Right,
So I'm a vibe, whatever. Rick gonna do his thing. You know what I'm saying? You and Cap are more so a little bit more reserved.
Right.
Naturally, Cap is an introvert, so that's just Cap. That ain't trying to be Cap. That ain't trying to be reserved. I think when it comes to and correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. G, you're more so okay. You got it, but you ain't gonna show it like that because you know what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? That's where the ability to blend in comes into play.
Yeah.
Because me and Rick gonna vibe.
Yeah.
Cap gonna have his thing. Boy, as soon as G get it, it's like, boy, what's going on here? I don't know if you want to tap into that a little bit. And we saw the change.
Yeah.
From people that know us.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what you're speaking
and
about.
And you warned us about this.
Yeah. I warned you. Warned y'all.
And like bad kids, we ain't listen. We like touching the stove.
Now, you know, I think for me, my whole thing about blending in, because I like to enjoy the fruits of my labor as well.
Mm-hmm.
But just coming up, my parents used to always try to tell us don't be like that, don't be flashy, and don't and I still did what I wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
But I know exactly what moment you're speaking of. But then also, coming up, there was a short period of time where you always take you take another route. You want to go and experience certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So if I already know some of the things that what we were doing, and I know some of the people that was involved in certain activities that are going to take what you got. You know what I'm saying? In my head now I can't forget how that felt, because when you on the other side, I know exactly what we looking for, or I know exactly like what a close friend of ours will probably be looking for when if they want to go come up. So sometimes it's just about like, for me it's like you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but then I still want to enjoy my life, because you still out here, you still amongst wolves,
especially where we from.
Right.
Yeah, especially where we from, and so sometimes. And I think I said this this past weekend when we was doing some stuff, and I said they was asking pretty much like, what is your role? And I said, I'm a sacrifice. And it's like sometimes you gotta, well, you don't have to. I choose to. Amongst the team, I may not go all the way out just to kind of keep balance. So it might be like, okay, Rick's doing this, Reg's doing this. I don't want to like do something and make, I don't know. I just try to
and
keep.
You can.
I can't. I gotta keep it
10 times over. You can.
Yeah, I just want to keep the balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's and I'm not even saying that that's the right thing to do, but I just feel like it's the in my mind at least, and that may change. You know what I mean? It may be the safest thing to do, because I always be thinking about like us as a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason why I walked down there just now, when you was taking like photos just now, you was walking down there. I walked down there just because
on point.
in your mind, you just you on point. You taking photos, but B taking the the phenomenal shots that B take. I'm still. I walk down there because I'm like, boy, something go down.
Right,
Be on point.
You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's And that's, I know that, and all of us do that, you know what I'm saying, for each other, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, my mind is always thinking of like other things, you know what I'm saying? Like we always check each other with different things. Like Rick might tell me, yo, be on point. I might tell you know, Rick, AG, be on point for real. Invite all of us to do it. So it's just kind of like, hey guys, welcome back. No, I'm just playing. Hey, listen, go over to flysupplyclothing.com and go get you some of this gear that you see us wearing on the show. Thank you for watching the 4 Quarters podcast. We love y'all, man. Peace. It's like, bruh, you enjoying the fruits of your labor, but then, you know, because you enjoying the fruits of your labor that you worked hard for, somebody knock your head off for it, you know, and it's kind of like, I don't feel like that's worth it.
Yeah.
Because like, even with like what we doing right now, we always talk about it. It's bigger than clothes. Yeah. None of us went to school for clothes. None of us went to school for fashion. You know what I'm saying? It's just work ethic. And so this stands for something more than just like their brand. When they be, you know, when people see us, it's like brotherhood and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's brotherhood, and people, you know, ask that question all the time. Like, man, how do you guys work together? Like, even like doing this be therapy. Because as we started growing with different stuff, you know, we see each other all the time, but then, you know, we're all doing different. You know, sometimes it may just be in passing. Yeah. So like now when we having these conversations, it's like, yo, these my brothers for real. Like we having dialogue. So that's why for me, like, I mean, we all do it. I personally, I dumb it down sometimes just to make the thing fit.
I feel you. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I think that's what love is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because just my bad, Rick.
No, you go ahead first.
Yeah, no, just to add on to what G was saying, and Reg, I feel like there's two sides to that same coin. It's just dumbing it down. You got the aspect that you probably referring to where you trying to conform, trying to fit into the shit, and you just like know you're like brighter than how you playing. But then you got the other side, partially how G was explaining, where you kind of just trying to keep a balance, but also the strategic vibe where it's like you don't want people to know how much you know. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw that in there, because what's the saying goes, the wise man can play dumb, but the dumb can't play wise. I believe that's how it goes, right? Something like that. So it's like, in that standpoint, you got that side of the coin too, where it's like, man, do I want people to really know how much I know? Let me just kind of just vibe and like, just, you know, just peep the whole scenery before anything, before exposing my hand, or let them know what I don't know. Maybe you want to make a play on something. Maybe you want to get some info. And then maybe you just want to like be incognito. So you got that side of the coin too. So I feel like I play more on that. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't really play dumb. I just kind of assess the situation first. But sometimes I should play dumb though, because I think it's a strategic way of just like
keeping your peace too.
Yeah.
Sometimes people think when you quiet, they think you dumb too though.
True.
Right.
You feel
right.
me? So it's kind of playing it dumb. You know how
you
don't never say nothing, man.
You're right.
Like, they just don't have nothing. It's just a blank piece of paper. You feel me? I like doing that. Like, man, he's so quiet. But I'm never go dumb down the way I look. You feel me? Like, I grown out of that. Like, you feel me? Like, you only get one life. So I feel like, man, like, and your makeup is really what people see first. You feel me? Before I open my mouth, I choose when I want to talk and when I don't want to talk. So I'm going to always look the part, you feel me? When I want to. When I want to look bummy, I want to look that way, you feel me? Like, if I want to wear the same thing 3 days in a row, I chose to do that. That was me in that mode, you feel me? I am guilty of, like, dumbing myself down and, like, in the past and, like, and with certain relationships, certain, like, I say, like, more like friendships with girls and stuff like that. Like, when I was younger, you know, you going at everything. You might run across somebody that's more like, you want to say a hood chick. I done, you know, we don't need hood, baby.
You got a certain budget for them.
Yeah, you got a certain budget for them. You got certain places.
Certain conversations too.
Certain conversations, like, man, what are you talking about right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they worried about things and, like, I feel like since I moved out of hood, like, I'm from Overtown. When I moved from over there and I moved up this way, especially when I moved, like, to the Broward and, like, out west, that's when I started like meeting more people that, you know, like dang, like they families were like into stuff and pointing them in the right directions, and they mind was already opening up to like their future, and you know what I'm saying, building themselves up and stuff. So those people, you know what I'm saying, you gotta brighten up for, you know what I'm saying. You can't really dumb yourself down. You gotta like be on the same wavelength as them.
Okay.
But when you trying to be on that low vibration, you know what I'm saying, that's when you start dumbing it down, because they not understanding that high.
Yeah.
A lot of people like the hardest thing, or even, man, I would say this, dog. The hardest thing is like, and that's why I don't do this shit no more. Like, you know how like we used to have our little Lamborghini dreams. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to dream with people who don't dream. They can't, with no vision.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't predict they ain't even thinking about next week. You know what I'm saying? Let alone you start talking 10 years to somebody or something like that. Hey, looking at you crazy. Like what are you? How you trying to predict the future right now?
And just to stay on that topic, right? Like, it's been plenty of times where each one of us came into the shop and was like, yo, I just came from this spot with the people from around the way, from way back in the day, and it's like, dog, like, y'all, only if y'all could only imagine, like the conversations. It's like, yo, it's night and day.
Yeah,
it's like, you talking about like what you about to put on to go to some hole in the wall club, and we talking about NFTs and the next collection and property and wills and trusts and investments and all this other stuff, and it's like, dog, we not even on the same spectrum. But not to offend them, it's like you have to low-key dumb yourself down a little bit and be like, damn, but it shows your growth as an individual. You know, there's always gonna be a respect for everybody.
Yeah, of course.
But then you also gotta acknowledge how far you came too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And how far or how stuck some people may be. And sometimes it just might be a product of the environment or circumstances. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We literally worked our way from where we were at to where we are now. And still climbing, nowhere near satisfied.
Facts.
We still talk about that. We just had that conversation outside the door and was like, yo, man, you could have this, and that and still be like moping around. But then you got to remind yourself, like, you have to be blessed of what you have and not what you don't have.
Yeah.
And we do, for the most part, have our health, financially secure, whatever it might be. And we got to remind ourselves about that.
Yeah.
Because people would trade their problems in a heartbeat for what we got in a heartbeat. I just got some crazy news yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I know they would trade my issues with what they got going on right now. You know what I'm saying?
I had
Facts.
We had went to a reunion for our high school state, and you know, like I know all these guys. Like, we went to war together. We played ball for a couple years. We won a state championship together and stuff like that. And I'm just like talking to one of the players, because we used to be cool. I'm like, boy, you on that gas? Like, he rolling up and stuff. So like, yeah, man, you know, I got a little piece of this, such and such, give it to me. Next thing you know, they was just like, yeah, man, I be on Molly, all this stuff. I couldn't dumb myself down for the world. I couldn't even get there. I'm like, damn, boy. And there ain't nothing wrong with if that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's how you party. That's cool. But I couldn't fake it and be like, yeah, boy, me too. I can't like I'm in high school and stuff again. Like, I just can't see myself being something that I'm not. I only could be what I am, dog. Like, you feel me? Like I don't know. Like, you feel me? Like, we was doing an interview the other day. I was like, they was asking me questions. I'm like, yeah, it's good working with my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody on no hardcore drugs. That was me in real form. You know what I'm saying? Just being me and just speaking my mind.
And that was true though.
Yeah, what's on my heart at the time. So, man, I feel like crazy. I feel like if you out there and you like being something you're not, I feel like, man, you doing yourself harm, dog. Like,
an injustice, man.
What? Mental, like, you mentally hurting yourself because it ain't real. I feel like a lot of people do that shit online, on social media. Like, for the most part, boy, I feel like capping is dumbing yourself down. Like, if you lying to yourself, then you definitely dumbing yourself down. I feel like that's the biggest form of it. You feel me? Like, to lie to yourself, to be a grown person and faking the funk ain't nothing wrong with you amplifying what you're doing. You trying to fake it till you make it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's levels to this shit for real.
True.
Man, you know, I think there's a lot of people that feel that way too, man. Like where they feel like they know they have to dumb it down to be around certain people. And you know, we always experience it if you think about it. Like how many times, you know, we're in the shop and somebody come knock at the door, and these are people of, you know, so-called like status or whatever it may be, and they'll just come knock on the door because they know that we're here, and then they'll just go ahead and just vent to us.
Yeah.
And you could see that they feel, you know,
it's a safe zone.
It's a safe zone, and then they feel a joy to be able to finally get to speak to some people that get it. You know what I mean? Because everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people who they're around probably can't get the conversation that they would like to speak about, but they know when they come in those walls, we can understand it. And not to say that we know everything, because there's a lot of things that we don't know, and that we're still trying to, like, we're still willing to learn. And I think a lot of times people stay, I don't want to say dumb, because like those same people who you gotta sometimes dumb it down for are a lot smarter than you in another area.
True.
And that may be like certain subjects in life that they experience, so it's not really so they may have to dumb down their situation when they talking to us, maybe, you know, so they may feel the same thing. True. You know what I'm saying? So it's real, man. It's real. You know what I mean? That dumbing it down and all that.
It's real open-ended, man. It's a vague topic, but it's also specific to what you are going through or where you came from too at the same time. Like, you're right, man. There's been plenty of people who came into the shop and was like, man, I don't have to like say certain things a certain kind of way to be understood. If that makes sense. Right. Like, I'm around like-minded individuals, and the first course of action won't be ignorance. Like, no, we got to put down on somebody. No. It's like, you gonna come around some stellar dudes and tell you, nah, that don't even make sense. That's wasted energy. You trying to get a bag, but you gonna mess up a whole bag trying to get this bag. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this route.
Man, it's not even you trying to get a bag. You already got the bag.
And you about to fumble it.
Fumble the bag. You know what I'm saying? You running with the ball like this. You about to surely fumble the rock. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man.
Oh man, it's a crazy thing.
So what's good, world? This is Rick the Vibe here, man. Hey, make sure y'all following us on IG, 4QTRS. That's 4 Quarters Podcast. Keep up with us on IG. You can also find us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, the whole nine, man. Y'all keep up with us. We out here.
Let's shift gears a little bit, man. I'm not sure which one of us actually came up with this concept, but remember, it was a real popular shirt that we came out with, and we just dropped a new colorway for it. Well, it's not new, but not too long ago, Book and Street Smart. I don't know if it was Rick and Cap or G.
I think
G, right? Yeah. Where were you at, right, in your mind when you wanted to drop that, and what does that mean? Because that was one of our top selling tees, and it said a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that time, you know, I was just just thinking on how, you know, I viewed the team. You know, I was feeling like
matter of fact, if you don't mind, I mean to cut you off. Break down the entire design so people who don't know understand what it looks like and visually, and then
well aesthetically, KP put together the graphics, and then it just the design consists of, you know, it just says Book, and then he put the the and symbol, and then it says Street Smart.
Yeah, basically this is a Venn diagram.
Right.
Book Street. Damn, I gotta see it again. So Book Street crossing.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Faded.
Right. You did different options.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, but again, that design came to mind because, you know, like I said, I was thinking about the team. You know what I'm saying? All of us, you know, when we put our mind to it, you know, we can get into the books if we focus on that, and then at the same time, we still understand the flow of how the streets work. Yeah. You know, and so I feel like that's a lot of people, you know, and that's why too sometimes this might be off topic, right? Say like if you was like working in a hospital or something like that, or a certain type of job, right? And it's like a corporate vibe, right? And then you see somebody that kind of, yeah, you know, y'all all playing the corporate part or whatever it is. You know, y'all playing y'all part for the company, but then you see them kind of like do something that was kind of hood or kind of street. You kind of look like there's more of us. You feel me? And then somehow y'all don't have to say anything, but y'all kind of silently link. Like, buddy kind of cool, or she kind of cool, boy. Like, so it's like, y'all smart enough to do the, you know, this corporate work, you know, book work, or just corporate, you know, the corporate jargon and all that. But then at the same time, you kind of see like, okay.
Yeah, it's something you can't be taught. It's just in you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, she just left her. Heard her playing that, you know what I'm saying? Playing, what's my man that's locked up? Like, playing on Lucci. What she know about that Lucci? You know what I'm saying? Or what's going on? Or the car ride by so fast and you smell a little smell. You smell a little cannabis. You kind of like, okay. But he kind of like, oh, you know, your own vibe. You know what I mean?
Bring everybody together. You too. What kind of gas you got over there?
But you know that was pretty much the whole thing. The booking Street Smart, it was just like, just a piece of our identity. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what, especially, now in the beginning, that I felt like that's what brought, you know, people was attracted, because I feel like it's a certain type of crowd that buys Fly Supply. Yeah. Like, it's a crowd that's like, they get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They really get it, because the way how, you know, Rick and KP, you know what I'm saying, you know, Reg, you two, you know, come up with these ideas, you know, it's always put together in a way where everybody can receive it, but then like people who know, they just know, like, man, I see what that's talking about. I ain't gonna lie, boy. So, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. That's just pretty much where that came from, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Because I'm in the office with y'all all the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We shoulder to shoulder, and sometimes when I see these designs, I'm like, damn, that's dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know my interpretation of it, but sometimes I want to know where you was at with that mindset. Even with this Learn to Fish design that's been taking off. You know what I'm saying? It just goes to show you that I might handle things on a more technical end where it'll be received by this demographic of people, but then we also can't negate where we came from, where it's well received by everybody. Right. And that's why what we do, I feel like aesthetically is always going to do its thing, but then there's always substance behind it. And so we kill two birds with one stone, and we kill. Literally, we kill what we eat. And we've been doing a good job of that.
I feel like you said, we do a good job, and we know how much to give and how much not to give.
Facts.
Like, we know, like, we don't really get into politics or religion. The religion we get into is just our faith, you know what I'm saying? Like, God got my back. We just state facts, you feel me? Like, how we feel, God got my back. You know what I'm saying? I pray for this, you feel me? Like, we give you enough, but we ain't give you enough to argue about, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get, anybody could feel the way that we feel, no matter what you believe in, you feel me? If you believe in Buddha, you probably like, hey, everybody go stand firm on who they God is, and you know what I'm saying, the faith they have and stuff like that. So I feel like we do a great job of like giving you enough to be where we at when we created what we created. You feel me?
And our ultimately is always up to the interpretation of that person. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna interpret something a little different, but we give people enough just to take something with them and then still be motivated and inspired by.
Yeah, I feel like that's the strategic side of dumbing it down. What we do. Just how like the book is Street Smart. That was like a strategic way, just like with the majority of our pieces and stuff like that. So and like Rick said, we we know how to give and take. We know how to kind of like tiptoe a little bit. Yeah. And like.
And not even to give away what I heard y'all working on the other day. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to say it because it's still we ain't drop it yet. But it's like nah, they gonna take it this way, but then they'll take it this way. But at the end of the day, guess who winning? Everybody on both sides of us. So this group of people is gonna take it this way, but then these people are smarter enough, not even smart enough. But like we'll see it. We'll take this viewpoint this way, but then ultimately everybody under the same umbrella will get the message one way or the other. It's like in a mysterious way we're educating people without them even knowing. You know what I'm saying? And falling for our trap, which is a trap that everybody should fall for, in my opinion.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I think like one of the best ones we did was fuck statistics.
Yeah, I
was a
remember
minute
that.
ago.
Yeah.
That was a minute
That
ago.
was a long
bus
time ago.
statistics, how you had the equal as the F.
Yeah.
And then you had the greatest sign and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
one
a
of the players
classic.
wore it to the school. And he,
Yeah.
I think one of the New England Patriots players wore it to an engagement when he speaking
Brandon
at the school.
LaFell.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brandon
yeah.
LaFell.
He went back to his old high school and he wore it, not thinking.
Yeah.
The school board would be like, yo.
Shout out to Brandon then.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon, man, long time supporter, man. But yeah, he wore it, and he got a little bit of flack for it, but he wore it in the sense of like he understood the message, but some people might receive it a different type of way. But at the end of the day, it was a super positive message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think the best way, man, we touched on a lot of dope ass points, man. I learned some stuff this episode, man.
We can go deep too. I know we can go even deeper as far as I'm dumbing it down.
Pause,
But even when you talk about music, I feel like there's a lot of dumbing down going to music.
Oh, that's
Probably another topic.
that's a never ending story. Shit,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been in studios where you know you want to like spit it this way, but will people receive it? I'm sure Nas felt like that for years.
yeah.
Like, man, this nigga is too damn smart for me. This man is,
Fiasco had a
oh, this
song
man
about
is
dumbing
saying
down.
something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I ain't
But-
gonna lie. I like all kind of music, but like ask yourself, like, right now in these times, do you like really want to hear like a philosophical, like? Do you want to hear that? Or you go,
I ain't tryna
I don't
hear
want to hear that. Nah, you know
I
what
need
I'm
something to
saying?
vibe to.
It gotta be
man.
digestible. Because Fly Supply I feel is digestible, so like anybody could take whatever. And that music gotta be the same. Like
It gotta be digestible.
yeah,
like,
you know what I'm saying.
You gotta be like
Philosophical, what did you say?
Yeah, philosophical.
So, like-
I ain't gonna lie, I can't
like,
ride that.
back in the days, like I always liked the Jay-Z.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I still to this day I still follow Jay-Z. But like his music is digestible, but his message at one point I wasn't digesting it. Like I ain't understand what he was talking about, you feel me?
Until later.
Until
To
later.
now, you feel me? So I feel like you gotta know that median. Like he's saying stuff, but he's saying it in a way it's like, all right, it's just cool on beat.
Yeah.
But then when I'm at a stage in life where I can like really like take in words in my, not only is my mind processing and my spirit processing, my soul processing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on a whole nother level. Now I peep everything he talking about. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like you do have to dumb shit down. When it does come to music, you have to, cause it's a wide variety of ears out there, from age to, you know what I'm saying, to the backgrounds people come from.
Economic status. all
Yeah.
that.
Cause at one point, man, I couldn't listen to Wayne, dog. Like all he was talking about was stunting, and it was good motivation, but like I couldn't. I'm like, dang, I'm not living like that. Like I'm listening to all this shit. All he talking about is, you know what I'm saying, Louis Gucci, the big rims, all these hoes and shit. I'm like, damn, dog, I can't take this right now. And I had to like listen to other things for a little bit. I couldn't even listen to nobody, dog. I was just straight jazz, like for real. And then like if somebody get in the car with me, I done my ears down and put
Feel you.
put on some
I
hype
caught
shit,
myself
you feel
doing
me?
that before. I might be listening to Alanis Morissette or one of these people. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. But let me switch this real quick before you judge me on what I like. You know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know?
How you feel about this? Cause do you guys feel like? Cause I mean, I guess dumbing it down, dumbing stuff down is not always bad. Well, how y'all feel about, like, do y'all feel like churches dumb down their presentation? Like, because, you know, I mean, when I was going to church when I was a kid, you know, it was always, you know, you gotta wear, you know, button up shirt with a tie, you know, some slacks, little penny loafers or something like that, whatever, you know, whatever it was. But now you see in these times right now, like, pastors out there, Fly Supply trench coats, like real facts,
true.
and then it's like, and or like the pastors are just looking hip and cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I love it because, you know, from time to time when I do go to church, you know, I go, you know, to I guess the millennial
churches and all that. Because
It's
I
a
mean,
vibe.
the shift has been so crazy
Yeah.
that they had to give it a term.
So you
And I
say,
didn't
would
call
you say
them-
dumb it down?
I wouldn't even say it's for. I think we can see things because we have a creative background and a gift, so where we won't even see it like that on the surface level vibe. Because why do you need penny loafers and a dress shirt to receive the message? The same exact message. You know what I'm saying? In the same street clothes we wearing right now, or urban clothes, or whatever they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I think it still can be received the same exact way, as opposed to being forced or conformed to look in a certain type of way. But then you still sending in those same penny loafers and doing all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think it's up to the person who's receiving the message and even the person that's giving the message. You know what I'm saying? But you know, then there's also that respect factor. You're coming into a holy sanctuary or whatever. You're representing the family and God and all that. You want to look a certain type of way, but to receive the message, you could be anything. Look a certain type of way and still receive that message. At the end of the day, it's the message. It's not how you look. It's not what's going on. It's really the message. Let me get the message. I could be rocking whatever I'm wearing. As long as I received it, you did your job.
And I think a lot of churches are getting it now. Cause like I said, when I go to church, and I'll see it. I'll be like, oh, it look like they get it now. Like it's shorts. It's jeans, it's whatever, t-shirts, it's, chains, it's tats. You know what I mean? So it's just like, now it's really, really come as you are. And, the delivery, from what I've been experiencing has been amazing, because it's like, it's in a way where you can digest it. Like you said, you can digest it in a way like the stories are being told in a way that you can really grasp it, like the way how they putting together the stories is relatable. So like I'm starting to see though. So maybe I don't want to say dumbing it down, but I guess in a sense you had to dumb it down to make people relate. And then I guess once you get them in. I'm not just talking about church. But not even just church. But when you dumb it down and you get that person to, take their wall, let their walls down, and y'all getting a vibe. Then in time you can spoon feed them, and then over time you start looking. You be around. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I noticed. Reg might dress like that, but when he go to certain places, he'll change it up a little bit. So just being around a person after he had to kind of vibe with you on the dumb it down level. The introduction was to dumb it down, but over time, them being in your presence, they start seeing what you're doing. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I know this Reg be reading, and then just you start picking up on certain habits. So maybe dumbing it down may not be such a bad thing.
All right, y'all. So you made it to the end of this episode, man. Dope. We got even way more things to give you guys. Be sure to go to 4quarters.podcast and learn more information. Subscribe, like, share this, tag a couple friends, do all that. And then also check out FSC Academy, where we'll be dropping our ebook, our training courses on how to build a brand, teamwork, just everything from how to actually even trademark your logos, the whole nine, man. We're giving a lot of free game on there. So sign up, tune in, subscribe, like. See you on the next one.
I feel like it's not if you doing it in the strategy.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Or like we mentioned earlier, the blend in. You feel me? I feel like it could be used as a tactic. You know what I'm saying? To like you just mentioned, you can bring somebody up to speed that way, depending on the person. Like you doing it for and the reason. If your intent is something that's gonna make you, if your intent is something like, if you're in a growing stage and you want to like just keep dumbing yourself down to show you on the same level, but you still, your intention is not to like pull yourself up, I feel like it's bad. But if you coming down to like, I gotta dumb, some people, like I said earlier, like they not ready for a certain way of delivery. Like you can't just tell them like, yo, like if you tell somebody like, yo, man, like meditating, just close your eyes and breathe. They go look like people like, what? You doing what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they not ready for that type of conversation yet. So like you say, you spoon feed them. You start off with like you talk about whatever. Then, you know what I'm saying, when you notice your opportunity to kind of like bring them up to where you at, Then you start getting on little by little.
Yeah. That meditating thing be sounding lit, but I ain't gonna lie. I tried it like 2 times, but I fell asleep. It be kind of like wild for me.
It's really
So,
a mind over matter
tough,
thing, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we made a lot of valid points, man. Like I said earlier, man, I felt like I learned a lot just off this conversation.
Facts.
And to take away from it, I think the best way of summing this up is like, okay, whether you're the giver or the receiver of the message, I think it's best to just stay true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because we might be talking about something that's regular vibes to us, right? A regular conversation, but it might sound like bragging to the next. But that's really not the case. It's just you're not ready for that, or we might be on another level. Not in the sense that we hired in this person. It's just that everybody has their own intellectual capacity to receive something at a certain time. Even going back to the church, it's all about that message. And when that person's ready to receive it, I think that's when it's really up to the individual. You know what I'm saying? Without offending anybody, it's just, stay true to yourself, man. I feel like, man, me being me is what got me to where I'm at, and I like where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what it is, man. 4 quarters, baby.
4 quarters.